Ever wonder what your car crash case is worth? Watch this video to learn more. One of the most frequent questions my clients ask is what their car crash case is worth. If you watch TV, you may see lawyers advertising to the effect of, "Call us today to see what your case is worth." The truth is, it's a complicated question, and any lawyer who says they can accurately value your case on the initial consultation is misleading you. So what can we say about case values? In New York State, everyone gets $50,000 of no-fault benefits, regardless of who caused the accident, for things like medical care, lost wages, etc. Now, the payoff to that is that if you want to be compensated for your pain and suffering, or receive compensation for medical care and lost wages above and beyond the $50,000 based on the fault of the other driver, you have to prove that you have a serious injury. Now, this is one of those words that lawyers use. We call it the serious injury threshold. And it is a long and confusing definition. But the bottom line is that if your injuries are minor to the point that they aren't significantly impacting your daily life, your claim will be dismissed. And so this obviously drives down the value of personal injury claims in New York State. Insurers know that if the injuries are questionable or if there's very little treatment, they have a decent shot of getting a claim dismissed, and their offers will reflect this. This brings us to my second point. You must treat consistently for your case to be worth anything. If you have no treatment or your treatment is inconsistent, your case will often be worth little or nothing. Remember, insurance companies have the serious injury threshold in their back pocket. That means to even get to a jury, you will have to prove that your injury caused some significant impact to your daily life. Now, the only way you can do that is by consistently treating and having your pain and symptoms documented. Now, for certain injuries, this is readily apparent, like for fractures or injuries that required surgery. In fact, the law automatically considers them serious. But for most injuries, if you don't treat, you don't get paid. Most clients want to get their car crash case over with as quickly as possible, and I don't blame them. Your attorney should be hustling to settle your case as quickly as possible. You have bills to pay, perhaps you have no income coming in, and you don't want the stress of a claim hanging over your life. However, if you're still treating for your injuries, I recommend waiting until you've either stopped treating or at least until the doctors state that you have reached maximum medical improvement. Why? Let's consider a hypothetical client. Let's call him Bob. Bob gets rear-ended by a commercial vehicle with a large insurance policy. He has a stiff neck. He gets a lawyer to pursue his car crash claim. The neck is stiff, but it's not really impacting his daily living. He's going to a chiropractor once a week, and while things aren't getting better per se, he's able to do most of what he wants to do. So he pressures his attorney to settle his case after a couple of months. His attorney, perhaps inexperienced, caves to his pressure and settles the claim for nuisance value, let's say $5,000. Fast forward a few months. Bob is growing increasingly frustrated at the lingering stiffness in his neck. Now he's also experiencing some tingling down his arms. What's worse, the stiffness is turning to outright pain at times. He starts going to the chiropractor 2 times a week, but it's not getting better. He's ultimately referred to a surgeon who discovers he has a herniated disc. Bob's case turned out to be worth at least 6 figures. Depending on how his condition responded, it could have been worth over $1 million. But he settled it for $5,000 because he didn't want to wait until he was done treating. This is why we always advise clients to let their treatment play out before settling. Car crash injuries can worsen over time, and people can have different responses to treatment. You only get one shot to settle your case. Don't waste it. The way insurance companies value claims is through a computer program called Colossus. Now, in basic terms, this program considers your medical bills, diagnoses, age, and other factors, and spits out a number that the case is allegedly worth based on its database of prior settlements. Now, What Colossus can't take into account is the human element. It can't take into account not being able to lift your son or play with your granddaughter. It can't take into account missing out on things like weddings because the pain was too much to bear. And it can't take into account the egregious behavior of the other driver. Perhaps they were texting while driving or driving drunk. Only juries can really take these things into account. And that's why, on many cases, the only way to get full and fair value for your case is to go to trial. Now, if your attorney has no experience doing this, then you are likely to not get full and fair value on your case. At best, you will get what Colossus spits out. Selecting an attorney with trial experience carries another obvious benefit. The insurance companies keep track of the litigation histories of individual attorneys. So what this means is that if an attorney has consistently shown they are willing to go to court, the insurance companies know that. And better yet, if that attorney has consistently gotten excellent results in court, you better believe the insurance companies know that as well. Simply put, these attorneys will often get much more than the number Colossus spits out, even without having to go to trial, because the insurance companies know that A, this attorney will go to court, and B, they're scared of what might happen in court. Our attorneys have several million-dollar verdicts, and we enjoy taking cases to trial to get maximum compensation for our clients. You should pick a firm that has similar values. If you want a more detailed examination of what your case is worth, give us a call or leave a comment. And as always, please like and subscribe.